Here is the Air Queen 9530 9-inch high-performance pivot VN. I think very highly of this VN, along with many of the other Air Queen models that were made over the last decade or so that were more or less reincarnations of Lasko designs from the 1990s. I bought a bunch of these a couple years ago when the price was about $35 and it seemed like they were starting to disappear. I've slowly watched the price climb over the last couple of years and now they cost about $65 per unit. I don't know if they're still under manufacture and the prices are just being driven up because the price of everything is going up, or if because the price is going up due to scarcity. Either way, I think I have 5 of these now, and I am so glad I made the purchases at the time, because I think at the new house I'm going to be getting a lot of use out of these, because the windows are very small. They're not large enough to fit a box VN. I don't even think they're large enough to fit a conventional dual window VN. Not that those really move all that much air to begin with. And so the next option I think would be something like this. I think for the size, this probably moves the most air out of any 9-inch fans I could think of that would fit into a window relatively easily. So let's get this opened up and out of the box. There's a bunch of papers and stuff in there, but I don't see a reason to keep showing that over and over again. So here's the plug. It's a 3-prong plug and it is diffused. The fuse is not replaceable, which I think stinks, but in Lasko and the Air Queen's defense, I have yet to see one of these plugs ever blow, so I don't think that this is necessarily an attempt at planned obsolescence, because so far it hasn't been an issue. This does have a cord wrap on the back here, but it's absolutely useless because you can only wrap this cord 2 or 3 times before it's full, and that's only about half the cord. I suspect this cord wrap was intended for the 2-prong cord that would have been used on the original Lasko branded models back in the 90s. I think that particular fan I'm talking about was called the Lasko Whirlwind. They're becoming pretty scarce now. 3-speed switch. It's got a decent little handle up there. It does have the wall mount, and I just noticed that one of these is missing. They do come out really easily. That stinks. I've taken this on vacation a number of times, so I wonder if it probably fell out in the car or something. Let's see the box. That may be an issue because it's not going to sit. Yeah, it's not sitting flat now. Alright, well, it's not really a big deal. A drop of hot glue on there will solve that problem. Here's the informations, and for some reason they wrote the text in borderline microscopic font. 0.5 amps. These are PSC motor VNs. It looks like you can wall mount it in either direction. I'm not sure why. I guess you could wall mount it like this if you wanted to move air down a hallway or something. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. That's kind of interesting. Alright, let's go ahead and turn this thing on. Ugh, my plan just got spoiled. I was going to use this this cord here to plug it in, but that's not a polarized cord. No problem, I can plug it in somewhere else. The cord has a bit of a memory to it, which is kind of annoying, but it's a good length for a fan like this. I would say it's good 6 or 7 feet even. Not bad. Alright, it's plugged in. I think the grounding is a bit excessive on a little plastic fan like this, but I'd rather have it than not. You know, grounding is a very simple and effective safety feature. Although I'm not really sure what it's grounding, because plastic isn't going to conduct enough to really do anything. Maybe they just have it hooked to the edge of the motor housing or something. Alright, let's start it up on the low. Alright, so it's running on low now. And it's not the quietest fan out there, but for the amount of air it's moving, I don't think the noise level is unreasonable at all. I don't think this is really any louder than, say, a Lasko 3733 is, but this puts out much more air. Yeah, it's very reasonable for the amount of air being moved. And the balance is not bad. Despite being an air clean product, the balance is, I would say, it's even within an acceptable margin of error. I'm just going to go ahead and aim this over at the plants over there, and you can see even just on low, you can't see it because the camera's not correct, but even just on low, it'll really create quite a disturbance over there. And that's a heavy plant. That's if that's moving around, there's definitely a good amount of air flowing. It's not bad in terms of airflow. It's a pretty strong fan, and it's got you know, it doesn't draw any air in from the sides, just from the back, so it should be pretty effective in a window, I would think. Yeah, it's a good fan. I like it. And we'll go to the medium. It has a decent variance in speeds. It's not substantially louder, but there is definitely more airflow. And now the high, or the 3. And that's got a pretty big jump in speed, much louder, much faster. And it really is throwing out a lot of air. This is probably one of the most powerful 9-inch fans I can think of, other than like a Vornado or something that's older. Really picking up the air pretty good. On high you can feel a little bit of vibration. It's not in perfect balance, but it's not anything crazy. It's not even enough to make it vibrate on the table. I have oiled this since I purchased it, so the bearings are pretty good. The only thing I really don't like about this unit is the tilting. It's just awful. It's very hard to manipulate it, and it makes a terrible sound. That's just ridiculous. tilts down a couple notches still. I mean, the good thing is you don't tilt it much. You know, fans are kind of a set and forget thing, but that's ridiculous. They should have been able to do something better than that. And there's the motor. It's a decent motor, old PSC motor. Okay, so that's going to be all for this one, the Air Queen 9530.